Hello, and welcome to The Relevance of Now with William Linville. My name is Michael Connell, and this podcast is an opportunity for you to experience and explore what you hear, not necessarily just to believe what William's sharing, but really explore it for yourself. How does that sound, William?
Sounds awesome, buddy. Awesome, awesome. And how are you, Mr. Michael?
Wonderful, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely divine, having a lot of fun and feeling very awesome and also very excited and accelerated, especially with these topics that we get to cover that are just so simple but so enriching within your physical manifestational world.
Assisting us in making these distinctions and also assisting us in really feeling and being our divine presence.
Exactly. And waking up. See, there's a waking up where you have total, complete knowingness and realization. Then there's a waking up to what the heck am I doing when I'm doing it? Then there's a waking up analytically that has you start recontemplating why you're doing what you're doing when you're doing it. And then there's a waking up that has you start to realize what you've been told, taught, and otherwise, how that's worked for so many others' journeys, but you wake up to what is it really about? What is really true for you versus being in a state of wash, rinse, repeat from your father's father's father, your mother's mother's mother, and you start to really wake up to who am I now? Especially who am I now without all those perceptions? Who am I now without all those identifications? Who am I now and who have I always been beyond all the noise in the headspace?
That really leads us into today's topic, which is how to accomplish your personal goals with ease and grace. And when you were referring to who am I and why am I doing what I'm doing, that really does at times come down to what goals we create for ourselves, if we do, and where do those goals come from?
Exactly, exactly. And you look at your life stream. So let's all just take a breath for a moment, close our eyes, focus on our third eye. It just gets the mind and the thoughts out of the way. Let's just really bring our consciousness right here, right now, right into the heart. Even putting your hands there, it just simplifies the connection with your heart. Let's just feel your presence right here, right now, right into, within, and through the heart. And now, let's just ask ourselves, self, mental, egoic structure as well, but most importantly, yourself. What do I feel is missing in my life stream? Everything can look like the cereal box with happy family, kids, nice home, car, vehicle, work, and whatever kind of job. But let's just ask yourself for a moment. All of that sounds perfect on a piece of paper. All of it looks perfect on a piece of paper. But what is it you're feeling within yourself that you're lacking? I don't want to take away from great creation as creator incarnate, but I really want you to come to terms with what is missing for you. Do you have a wonderful relationship with your bride or your husband? Or is it more so a great relationship based in what looks good on paper? How does it really feel within your heart? How does it really feel through your heart? How does it really feel within your wholeness of being healthy, whole, and complete within yourself? Is your car vehicle helping you feel more fulfilled, or can you feel more fulfilled driving the car vehicle? Is the abundance flowing in and out and every other way and growing? But then, how does that feel for you? Or is it more a mental equation that says, aha, now I am safe because I have so many paper bills in a bank account, which is all digital. So therefore, it's not real. It may feel good to give you a certain amount of comfort and more power to you. But how does it really feel? Is it really bringing you that comfort in which you've been seeking for, searching for, yearning for? Is it really there helping you feel more healthy, whole, and complete within yourself? Or is it just another preoccupation outside of yourself to give yourself the falsity of perception success? Because it's interesting, right? All that stuff can diminish, but how do you feel within yourself? You look at goals, and personally, I'm all for goals. So let's put forth a projection of a goal of something you would love to see occur. Now, let's write it down. Let's toss it up to the universe, put the paper in a drawer. Now that we're putting it forth, okay, this and or something better. I'm open, willing, receptive. Bring it on, let's go. Now, as we put it in the drawer, we toss it all the way through up to the whole universe, to cosmic latticework, up to your manifest levels as well, and your creator levels as well. Now, let's just take a breath. Let's just decompress. And now, what's the first doorway or first opportunity or the first thought that comes to mind? What is presenting around you right here, right now, in the relevance of the now? Because now we're off the goal track for a moment. We put it out there, which is the number one thing. We put the paper in a drawer. We'll look at it in, let's say, 30, 31 days after the calendar month. Now, what is presenting around you of opportunities, doorways, ideals, creativity, and creative ideals that we can go play with, explore with, move with, dance with, flourish with? That just makes it that much easier, that much more fluid. Because now our track isn't just focus on a goal, focus on a goal, focus on a goal.
For many of us, trying to achieve our goals, sometimes those goals do come from the mind or the ego. And how best can people move beyond those emotional levels?
Emotion is interesting because it all comes up dependent upon what you're focusing on. Let me take you back to the first time I started learning about goals. It was from my beautiful angel, my bride. Now she said, well, honey, why don't we create a financial goal? And so, sweetheart, okay, I don't really get the whole thing, but if we're going to do that, let's pick a number. But after the number, let's say this number or more. Now, we set that goal together to have fun with. Now, I don't really take it overly serious because the more you take it serious, the more you're putting blockages in your road. So I said, okay, let's make it this number. But at the end of that, I want to make it this number or more. So we put it into the drawer. My focal point was more about how best can I assist humanity. So I was doing one-on-one after one-on-one, group event after group event, not because I had to, not because I had this undercurrent drive to reach a certain number. The number to me really didn't matter. But oddly enough, sure enough, 31 days later, we looked in the drawer, we looked at the accounts, and we had well superseded that goal. Because my focal point was on assisting brother humanity. So let's just go ahead and mix that up a little bit. My focal point was on the heart, how best to serve, how best to complement, how much and how best I could facilitate and assist all the humanity that was presenting over the phone at the front door when we were still doing one-on-ones in the physical. Well, it was interesting because one led to another, to another, to another. That was the door I'm referring to. Okay, the phone rang, I answered it. Let's get hopping. Now, it wasn't until 31 days later that I had totally forgot about the goal because I was so focused on how best to assist that oddly enough, that goal had almost doubled the second month. It wasn't about the numbers. The numbers, let's just call that a side project or a side product. It was about the dear one at any given moment through the relevance of the now that was sitting before me and how best to love them, how best to care for them, how best to assist them, how best to guide them when they were seeking and searching and asking. not because they were broken. No one is broken. Nothing is broken. The planet is not broken. The universe is not broken. But where right here, right now, we can just take a breath, decompress, and we're together. We look at the goals, but now we're not letting our life become a tunnel vision about a number or about a body weight or about hair color or youth and vitality. We put it out there. Yes, I would love to feel more youth and vital. I would love to feel more healthy, whole, and complete within my own right. And then we watch one circumstance, another unfold, another circumstance unfold to support that for you personally within your mind, your body, your aura, and your day to day life with ease and grace.
What I heard you say in a bit of a summary is you use the word feeling a lot, that our goals uh, optimally are about how we feel and less so about all the specifics. Or, you could what I also heard is you can put down a specific and not make that your focal point. Is that accurate?
Yes. So you're not denying it, you're writing it down. I would love for this to occur. We toss it up to the universe, the cosmic lattice work. We hand it over to our higher levels, creative levels, even our manifest levels that are now they have a job to get to work to bring that manifestation into form. Now we show up without becoming tunnel visioned on one certain outcome. We know full well within our own being that that outcome is going to take place. Now it's the journey to get there,
Right.
because the journey is the destination.
And you did also start out with asking ourselves, what isn't working for us right now?
And it takes impeccable honesty, Michael.
And these practices are transition for us, as I was always taught. You need to be really specific about your goals, and you need to visualize them, and you need to look at them regularly. And so that's was originally ingrained into me. And then over time, it just transitioning to still writing a little bit more of a vision of how I want to feel with some specifics. And it takes a little time to move away from all the measurables and the ego and accomplishing.
Yeah, so if you don't mind, Michael, I'm going to explain that for a little bit.
Yeah, please.
I call it kind of like kindergarten in many ways. So you learn, you pick a focal point, you pick a goal, you learn to focus on it each and every day, focus on it, then the next day, focus on it, next day, focus on it until it arrives. Now, I want you to envision with me, you're putting out a goal or a focal point out into the whole universe. I remember this way back when, still in a wheelchair, when I said, okay, a green Honda Accord with like tannish cream interior. Great. So every day I would sit, I would focus on that car vehicle. I would focus on sitting in it, what it would feel like, on and on and on. And then I would throw it out to the universe. And then the next day, to use in my analogy, you take your fishing pole, you reel back in that green Honda Accord with cream tan interior. You focus on it again, you get inside of it, you feel what it feels like to open the door, you sit in the driver's seat or passenger seat, front seat, back seat. And then, okay, well, let it present universe. And then the next day you come back again, you take it back, that same fishing pole. It's kind of like it has a bobber on it, keeping it up in the cosmic lattice work, but then you reel it back in again. And you focus on that green, kind of greenish emerald Honda Accord with creamish tan interior. And you focus on it all over again. You go around, you look at it, you look at the engine, you focus on what it feels like to be in the front seat of it. And then, take it from here, universe. And then the next day you come back again to your workshop. You reel it back in. with your little fishing pole with a bobber with your manifestation on it. So my question's always been, when do you just, because at that point, the only thing I had was a vision of a green Honda Accord, kind of an emerald color with creamish tan interior. But it always amazed me, why did it never present in the physical? And the reason was I put out the manifestation, but then I kept reeling it back in, till I never really let it go. I can envision world peace, and what a fun vision, whatever that looks like for you. But then tomorrow we're going to focus on it again. Next day we're going to focus on it again, and next day we're going to focus on it again. We're going to keep reeling it back. Okay, we're going to do this, do that, try to perfect our manifestation, try to perfect world peace, blah, blah, blah. Then we're going to send it out to the astral planes again, and all the way beyond the astral planes to the cosmic kaleidoscope. Then we're going to take our trusty little fishing pole, reel it back in to refocus on it all over again. Now, it's interesting, world peace. I mean, what a fun ideal. What it feels good. But have you ever really let go of that manifestation and handed it over to the whole universe, your entourage, the cosmic lattice work, your runners, your manifest levels? Because it becomes a trap. You keep reeling it back in, reeling it back in, reeling it back in. But when do you finally let it go? Clip the line for it to go into the cosmic lattice work, to finally be able to get traction and come into your life stream as that beautiful manifestation. The part I love is I don't have the emerald green, tannish, creamish tan interior Honda Accord. I have a whole different sort of vehicle that I would have never known existed if I kept my focal point and tunnel vision on that emerald green Honda Accord with creamish tan interior. Now, when I look at that, I love the ability now that if I really did want that car vehicle, I could go out and purchase it. But at this point right now, I found something, oddly enough, it found me, that I enjoy a lot more than I would enjoy that Honda Accord with creamish tan interior. So I'm putting it out there, this or something better. And then I let it ride. I put the list into the drawer. And oddly enough, sure enough, to me, it's like less than a blink of an eye, because you become so relevant in the relevance of the now, you're feeling your relevantivity to be able to really, really be working, jamming, flourishing without any pushing and pulling. It's not about your ability to manifest. At first, that may work for you, but it's working for you to show you have the power to manifest. But the manifestations become grander, lighter, more enjoyable, because you got to remember you're manifesting through the mind of the only thing the mind's ever seen from the past projected into the future. But now we're going into the whole universe, this or something better, to come into our life stream. Then we show up physically and we walk through each and every opportunity, knowing full well that that's leading to that manifestation realm to come into our live stream. I watched many dear ones struggle with this, with the beloved of the heart and blah, 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 blah. And they try to push it, prod it. But what about if we start right now, you as the beloved of your heart through your heart? As we're emanating that, of course, a beloved is going to come into your live stream side by side to complement yourself and add to your heart without any attachment to a certain outcome.
So, a couple distinctions I've heard is always making sure if you're going to create some goals that are a little more specific, it's this or something better still. You also talked about, for you specifically, when you first played with Mary in creating a goal, you put out a number just to play with and you put it in a drawer. And your focal point wasn't on how you could get to that number. Your focal point was, how best can I assist others? How best can I be my loving presence and share that with others and assist others to be that? Can you talk a little bit more about the importance of, you didn't focus on the number, you focused on your presence?
And the sequences of events. Here's one phone call. Here's another phone call. Here's one event. Here's another event. My heart is fully right there in the relevance of the now, focused on that specific event of what I'm playing with, what I have before me. how best to bring light to anyone and everyone, how best to bring love, how best to bring clarity and assistance to where the numbers and it was focused more so on one journey, another journey, another journey, another journey, or one experience, another experience that led to, surprisingly speaking, the end of the month where there was that much, or sometimes doubled, sometimes tripled. It was focused on the journey, not the outcome.
And can you share how people that are working in maybe a corporation or, yeah, a corporation, how that could play out for them if they want to advance within that corporation?
Yeah, so let's look around ourselves. Let's look at the next hypothetical promotion, per se. But I really want you to look at it. Don't look at it as power. Don't look at it as prestige. Don't look at it as numbers. Let's look at it that would you really thoroughly, with all of your heart, enjoy that job? Not about this person has to quit or be removed and blah, blah, blah. So let's get out of competitiveness. Let's just ask ourselves, do I, and can I feel that I can do an awesome job in that certain division, that certain department, or in that certain job requirement? Let's step back for a moment. Let's all feel within ourselves and honor within ourselves that you have zero competition. You don't have competition because how can any other facet of creator compete with you or you with them when we're all in our own beautiful, priceless, unique journey to where there is truly no competition. There's only that of would I love to experience that or not? Do I feel ready? Not that you need to like hypothetically force yourself to be ready. It's just okay. Could I do that job? Could I do it to its fullest potential? What else could I bring to that job that would make it just so much more lighter, brighter, clearer, sharper, in which I can fully be embraced by, that I can fully put my heart into, to allow for myself to fully come in, fully flourish, and also emanating just that much more light, that much more, call it in a corporation, organization, guidance, clarity, to further bring the team together rather than focusing on all the power games.
Yeah, wow. Wonderful.
And how much more do I feel I can add to bring all these dear ones together that are hypothetically, supposedly on the same team?
Right.
Not playing the dog eat dog world, not playing, okay, they have to get fired so I can blah, blah, blah. No, that's not our business. Do you feel as though you could add to that position?
And then this or something better still.
Yeah, so this job, something better, maybe somewhere else, who knows? Because it will come in, I promise you. It's just a matter of where you're coming from in the relevance of the now. If you're coming from deceit, conceit that I can do better and they're not all that good and they're a this, they're a that, you're just going to be running in circles through with the ego rather than, hey, how much more could I really add to this organization or incorporation? How much more can I add? How much more would just feel awesome to experience moving up the lattice work or the corporate ladder? Not about replacing someone, more about the emanation of yourself. Let's let the universe take care of the rest.
That's really powerful and really talks to how if we have too much of a focal point about how to get somewhere, we're just in a mental jungle.
It's like when you and I, when we play games together, I don't play to win, I play to play.
Right.
Winning, that's a side product, but it's one of those things, right? Isn't it really about the journey?
Right. And how many opportunities there are beyond any focal points of, oh, this person has to move on or that person's never going to retire or blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and who says they have to retire? Maybe they'll move away to Nova Scotia. I mean, you don't cognitively know, but you're making the assumptions It has to look a certain way rather than just letting it happen.
Thank you, William, for providing this clarity on how we can move towards, I'll call it the easy way or the fast track to feeling what we would love the most and doing what we would love the most, as opposed to, I find, the old way that I had learned about my goals, which were mostly just coming from my mind. It was like my mind was just trying to overcome my mind, and it was a constant circle.
And trying to force the issue rather than putting it out there and welcoming it. Walking through the doors that led to that unfoldment.
Wow, this is really awesome. Thank you, William, and thank you all for joining us. This is The Relevance of Now with William Linville. Please click subscribe and join us. Until next time, namaste.
Namaste, and great job, Mr. Michael, as always.
You too. Thank you. Thank you.